Hi, I'm Cara Koslow, and welcome to another episode of Out and About Recovery. I'm here with James Beck, my co-host, and our special guest today is Roger Cediles, who is the program coordinator of substance abuse programs at APLA. Hi, Roger.
Hi, hello. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm doing great, thank you.
Thank you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Party-Wise, which is the meth harm reduction program?
Sure. I think it is important for me to mention before we start that APLA Health, which is our name now, it's also a place where people, regardless of their HIV status, can get many different services. Because people normally think of us as a place where only HIV positive people can get services. And so I just wanted to clarify that.
Right.
Also because our program, the Party-Wise program, works with men that have sex with men who are currently using crystal meth or who have used crystal in the past, and who are HIV positive or negative. Our main goal is to reduce the risk of transmitting or acquiring HIV STDs. By doing this, we are getting them in that path to go into recovery. That's or great. To think of the other options that they might have, right? So we do help them with that transition too, if they are ready, when they are ready.
That's great.
You know, but we don't push them, we don't force them, which is the whole idea of harm reduction-based programs.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe for people who've never heard that term, harm reduction, we're familiar because we work in recovery. Could you define what harm reduction means? I mean, you already did a little bit.
Yes, well, harm reduction, I think it has long list of definitions,
right.
But I think it's basically tries to work with people regardless of their behaviors, their drug addiction, their addictions, because it could be addiction
right.
to sex or anything
right.
else, right? And so we are trying to help them in reducing the harm that is done to themselves through drug use and their sexual behaviors in this case.
I mean, needle exchanges were one of the early harm reduction programs.
Yep.
Even putting opiate addicts on medication-assisted treatment is harm reduction because they don't have to seek heroin and run the risk of getting arrested. But this is even has a broader scope because you're actually reducing not just the risk of getting sick, but transmitting the disease of the HIV.
We work with a lot of people who are homeless, who don't have food, don't have housing, obviously, and so there are other needs that they might have, and that we might be able to link them into those type of services, mental health services. When they are not ready to go into recovery, maybe mental health would be the first step they can take to kind of go in that direction if that's what they want, right?
Well, I kind of like that too, just general term of harm reduction. I think you said it perfect. If they're not ready to go into recovery, if they cannot see themselves abstaining or becoming sober, what's the way we can help them to be as safe as possible? What you say, safe from overdose, safe from using incorrectly, or ways that they may use the drug? The
program has different aspects. We have a support group, we have a 4 sessions workshop. And so in these workshops, what we do is that we talk about crystal meth 101, we talk about the history of meth, we talk about the harm that it does to you, the different ways that it's used, how each of them, which one is the most addictive, the most dangerous, the most, whatever it is, and how to reduce the harm and the risk with each of those ways of using.
The harm and the risk.
Reducing
the harm and the risk.
Yes. Some people have issues of feeling too fat or too thin or too whatever it is, if there are people coping with HIV status as well, people use meth just kind of like to escape from that reality.
Correct.
Right.
I mean, there is so many different reasons. I gotta say that with the Spanish-speaking group that we have in the Party-Wise program, also I see more different reasons. Like I see a lot of people do it for work.
That's interesting.
We
forget about that reason. As gay men, we always associate with sex.
Exactly, and the fun part. But
a lot of people use it to lose weight. They find that they lose weight, so it's this miracle drug. It looks like you lose rapid amount of weight. As gay men, we're
definitely, yes. And I see people also doing it for truck drivers.
Oh, definitely. Big use.
I had clients saying that at their McDonald's, whatever it is, place, right, that they work, people have offered them crystal that they didn't know it was crystal. They just say, hey, there's this that's going to help you have energy so you can work extra.
So what is your program, what does Life-Wise look like? Is it it's a 4-week program, is that right?
Yes. So we invite people to participate in the 4 sessions workshop. Once again, each of them has a different subject. We talk about crystal meth 101, HIV 101, triggers and addiction, and body image. And body image being one of the most important for men that have sex with men.
Right.
As we understand that gay men or men that have sex with men are more or feel more conscious about their body.
Absolutely, they do.
And so, that
On top of the
crystal
fact
meth.
in this city as well, on top of everything else.
Exactly, yes. So that's the first part of it. And then after we finish our 4 sessions, we do a follow-up with them, because we ask them on the 4th session to commit to make a change in their life. It could be reducing the number of sexual partners, using condoms, getting tested every 4 months or every 3 months or once if they haven't. And then we have a support group for those who finished the 4 sessions.
Oh, great.
They want to continue receiving some kind of help. So we open these spaces at just an hour. We offer food and we invite them to the groups, and then we offer the space just to talk about the issues that they all individually have, and then we as a group try to come up with ideas on how to deal with that situation.
I know when I was in my youth, I wouldn't, but if someone else had come in that I knew within that, because there is such a subculture, crystal meth subculture. So you get somebody who says, hey, they're offering something that you need. That's a powerful incentive.
Definitely. And then also, we understand also that not everybody's even ready to come to a harm reduction program.
Right.
And so they might just want to come to get tested for HIV STDs and, and then see how it is, how they got treated, how Roger or John, my coworker, whoever is working with me, help them. And when they feel comfortable, then they start asking questions about the groups. So we have our APLA Health website where everybody can go, and we have a list of the different prevention programs that we have at APLA Health. We are now in the heart of Baldwin Hills. And so, we can also work with people from West Hollywood, from Koreatown, from South LA, and so it gives us the opportunity to work with different communities around. Right, exactly. That's wonderful. But yeah, definitely, and in the APLA Health webpage, there is a list of all the programs, including the Patty Wise program.
Right.
And there's our number and our email addresses and all of that.
Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Good to have you here.
Good. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. This podcast is presented by Klean Treatment Centers. If you or someone you know needs help, call 888-611-0421. Treatment advisors are available 24 hours a day. That number again is 888-611-0421.